You might have noticed something new during your journey down East Exchange Street. In partnership with the City of Akron, the University of Akron, and the John S. James Knight Foundation, volunteers over the summer came together to work on the Hands on Exchange project. This project developed bike lanes and is a part of a larger plan to redevelop East Exchange Street beginning in 2021. Kyle Kuchief, the programming director for the Knight Foundation, explains why East Exchange was chosen for the bike lanes.
Exchange Street is a very important corridor, a very important connection to the city. I would argue it's one of the busiest pedestrian corridors in the city of Akron because you have students crossing from campus to restaurants and residents, their housing and that kind of stuff, and constantly flowing across. Yet if you've ever walked Exchange Street, it's not the most friendly place to be on foot or on bike. How could we make that street better for people on foot, better people who are biking, and cars, kind of rebalancing the space so that it's a little bit more efficient, hopefully for all three.
The bike lanes do have a started stopping point. They begin near Route 8 and end on Arc Drive near the PNC Bank. Kevin explains why the prototype won't expand farther.
The reason why a lot of bike lanes fail is because they don't connect to anything. It feels like a bike lane to nowhere. It does start and stop fairly abruptly. I think it starts at about PNC Bank on Exchange and stops before Route 8. So they are not connected to a grid, meaning that you would go to downtown Akron or Dave's Supermarket or the Towpath Trail seamlessly. The seamless connection is coming, but it's not there currently. So I repeat, this is only a test.
Now the question remains if they will make a bike lane on the other side of Exchange and have traffic going in one direction both ways. Kim Cole, UA's Vice President of Development, explains.
So when they designed the original bike lane, we started this work way back in November in kind of community forum sessions. And the initial conversation was to have the bike lanes separated. So if you were going west, you'd be on the right side. If you were heading east, the left side, just like how traffic is. The decision was to put both directionals on the same side of the street. So if you're a biker, you're going side by side. But the rest of the bike lanes in the city are separated the way the traffic is. And so with this temporary test, they will not, at this point that I know of, put something on that would be the south side of the street. But who knows what could happen in the future. The good thing is that everything that's out there is temporary. And if they needed to, they could adjust it pretty easily, just with some elbow grease and a crowbar. Do those things get changed? The paint is semi-permanent, so it can be washed away if they need it to be. So they may adjust. Well, I guess only time will tell how they change it, how they engineer it again.
Lanes are paid for through a grant for the Knight Foundation. I asked both of them what they think any impact of the bike lanes would have, economic or otherwise.
And cities are designed to be more friendly to public spaces than the businesses that are around those public spaces and those neighborhoods benefit, because then people are moving about them more freely. They're spending their money. They might ride their bike over to lunch, over to Chipotle, before they drive a car because they know there's no place to park, or they don't want to, they don't want to drive their car over to that part of town, but they know they can bike over there really quick, grab something to eat, and then head back home or head back to work. So I think overall it activates a local economy, and I'm sure that's what the Street Plans organization has found in other cities across the U.S.
I think Akron is building its muscle around public space, around getting people out of their cars, out of their apartments, out of their homes, into the city, interacting with other people that they may not know, that they may not see. And the more vibrant our streets are, the better it is for everybody. I think this bike lane design is not perfect. We have seen traffic backing up on Exchange, especially by McDonald's. If a car going westbound is trying to make a left-hand turn to go get ice cream cone at McDonald's, it can create backup because people aren't able to get around. That's been one piece of feedback. But the great thing about prototyping is it's not permanent. We can adjust for the permanent design. And the engineers and the university have been receiving a lot of feedback from students and community folks, and I think it's really healthy. It's going to make the final design better.
If you would like more information on the development of the bike lanes or to give your opinion on them by taking a survey, you can log on to www.uakron.edu/exchange. Naquan James, Lights Camera, Akron.